Hey everyone, and welcome to another World of Tanks Debriefing. This one brought to us by ut463 out of Mayhem. He's rocking the Object 704, and it looks like there's just a few tier 9s on top, with a bunch of 8s and 7s, and a little bit of 6 artillery down below with a scout on each team. So, let's go ahead and without delay, hop right into this battle here. Object 704, definitely a top gun here. It's an excellent tank, rocking the 704, I believe, and it's going against quite a few juicy targets that it should have a good time with. Now, there are stuff on the other team that can damage it, but still, quite a bit of good targets if it can get in the right position. So, let's go ahead and see what UT here does. It looks like he is probably going to go up onto the standard hill that is pretty much the one go-to spot for all, I don't want to say all tank destroyers, but at least the slower rate of fire ones definitely need to come up here. The American ones, not so much. They can go and play around with everybody else because they have the turrets and the rate of fire to help. As for the, what do you want to say, the French, they can pretty much go onto like the island and up into the mines as well. But anything else, it probably might want to come up here, especially if there's only one of you or two of you. That I want to see where that T95 runs off to. It looks like he might be crawling up the hill too. But it is such a good position. The problem is it can get spotted really easily and become just bait for artillery. Especially when the artillery is GW Panther and a Lorraine 155-50. Those things can pretty much put a hurting on. So the trick is to wait until you absolutely need to fire and then tuck behind a rock or hope that you weren't spotted. If you have Sixth Sense, that greatly helps when you're playing as a TD here. So that way you know when you've been spotted and you can relocate accordingly, because those rounds are going to come crashing down on you if you're not ready for it. And of course, as he does, having a camo net certainly does help a lot, especially Russians. They have a very high camo rating, especially the 704. That thing can hide just a couple meters away from most other tanks. So it's a really good thing to have on this tank, and he does. So he's going to range in on the IS, easy juicy target, and of course he was sitting out there in the open, but think he put a shot out there that was almost guaranteed not to hit. I think he was almost behind a building. So, took a shot, was hoping for something, didn't happen. Not a big loss. It's not like there was that many targets sitting out there in the open waiting. There is the T90 or T29 over there that was in the open. It looks like the IS is poking back out. A little bit of good situational awareness there, and yeah, he's loaded or getting loaded and ready to fire as soon as he's good to go. And there you go. Right into the IS, taking care of him. Well, nope, he's not dead yet. There we go. So, he's picked a pretty good spot. It looks like one of the tier 9s is over here. One of the tier 9s is still on the hill. And I don't know exactly where the other tier 9 is, the E75. But the Patton's on the hill. The 4502P is behind the building. So that kind of puts us exactly where we want to be. You have one thing crossing in the lake, the E75 right there. Very much in the open. Should be a very easy target to hit. Hitting this Type 59 though is pretty key at the moment. Doing that at least protects the artillery. But sadly the artillery was already spotted. So now I just gotta focus on whatever's available and rely on not having the artillery to support you. Now he's coming in at the front of the E75. We'll see how he's able to do it. Right underneath the gun. What a great shot. He's able to just cruise that one right into it. Takes care of that tank, or at least damages him pretty heavily, makes him more manageable. He's all off by himself at the moment. Artillery's raining in all around him. The E75 is crossing in the open. He does skirt that one in. I don't know where it would have hit if it was the commander hatch or did go right through the turret. The BL-10, I believe he's still using. Yeah, doesn't say. But either which way, the 152 on this tank certainly has some significant pin. It looks like it is, what, 280 something average pin, 285 average, with 750 for its average damage. Not bad at all. Taking a lucky bounce on 2 hits there, whereas he moves up, gets a little bit better cover, still taking hits. I believe that one was probably from that, I don't want to say Tiger, but I don't remember what else is out there. They're still duking it out off to the side. That nothing's come down that hill. That Patton is still up there. The 95 has some stuff going, or really taking care of some things over there. But the Tiger gets hit, skids to a stop behind a rock. Lucky for him. The option here is to turn around and fight the things coming up the hill or coming down off the hill, or take care of things that are in front. Personally, I'd be now aiming at that 44, take care of him. Ooh, E75 is presenting himself to be a target. Is he going to go for it? Let's see. Alright, so the E75 didn't present itself long enough. Oh, he did, but it bounced right off him. He didn't have much to hit there, so I don't think that was an advised shot. I probably would have spun around. I'm still thinking he should still spin around. He's getting hit, don't know by what, but that was a significant hit. I'd start relieving some of the pressure over there on that 95, because he's having to do a little too much at the moment, and he's better off if he gets a single target to deal with. He'll be better. Now, if that T-44 can get killed by the GW Panther, everything will be alright in the world. Now, there is the KV-3, that thing's almost dead, so shot there, kills him off. The T-44 is still a juicy target. There's artillery landing all around him. The E-75 I wouldn't waste my time with yet. He's still not a valid target. Thankfully, the KV-5 takes that shot and takes him out. Looks like the T-95 is still working it, though. That E-75, oof. He is able to start getting shots, though, and that is going to be a concern. The Object 704, I don't know. The hill's still pretty safe for him. If he can take out this Tiger, then that E-75, yep, perfect. Now that E-75 is kind of at his mercy. He can come crashing down that hill and come around the bend all he wants. It just, is he going to, is the question. Oh, so a great shot from the 155 landing right in on him, taking out the gunner, and then the E-75 bouncing off. Getting behind that rock is the best thing he can do at the moment. That 95 is the only other tank available. So it's looks a little rough from the numbers, but if you really think about it, this E-75 is the one major threat. You have artillery raining in, and that's about it. I think the 95 can really hold out. No one on that other side really wants to take the hit, and that is the problem, is by no one willing to take that hit, they're just going to sit there and wait and wait and wait. But it looks like, ooh, he had a great shot. He was looking the other way, saw his reticle light up green, took the shot and finished him off. Getting another massive hit against him, though. So stuff is still raining in on him pretty nasty. He's going to be able to zoom in here, take some shots on... it looks like the Panther's the first available target. If the T-95 can just hold out a little bit longer, maybe take out that Tiger, he'd be in much better circumstance. I don't know. I would... Oof. So getting immobilized, that really rendered a whole different story here. Quite honestly, I would be willing to start moving at this point. Once that track gets repaired, need to get out of here, need to start moving. And artillery's just been raining down all around this guy. I would honestly, I'd start moving. They can no longer see you. Artillery knows you're there. I don't know. I'd almost be willing to risk it just to yeah, I guess he is right. Falling back might be the better option at this point, but he gets killed by the Tiger, aiming right down the top of him, able to hit the commander hatch. Now he's going to have to deal with these two tanks coming in at him. He luckily should be able to do 2 shots before they reach close. Hopefully one hidden, one not. Not having 6 cents. Not really sure what's going to happen. So, unfortunately, he was tracked that whole time. That really does make a big difference. Not able to move. If he was able to pull back by being untracked, he might have had a better chance, but we'll have to wait and see. Artillery is raining in all around him, though. So, the poor object here is having to make some tough, critical choices. He could relocate and take some chances, but not really too much options as these tanks are coming in at him. 1 hit to that 88 will kill him. 2 hits that Jagdtiger will kill, or not the Jagdtiger, the Tiger 2 will kill him. Artillery is going to be raining in all around him. He needs to wiggle back and forth, do what he can. So right there he finishes off the Jagdtiger. If he can just dodge Artie, get 2 hits on the King Tiger, then at least he'll be in a better circumstance. And again he dodges the artillery. Oh, but not the last artillery bit. So he tried the best he could. I'm not really sure what else he could have done. He did the best he could. Being up on that hill kind of was the only option he had in this map. If he really pushed any other direction, he might have gotten in trouble. Maybe if he went onto that island, it would have been better. But let's go ahead and take a look at the results that he sent in. So, a tough loss here for UT463, but as we look at his personal score, he did pretty well. earning a significant amount of credits there and pretty decent experience for a loss. Getting 1100 is pretty good, and you usually see that for a pretty bad double. For a singular, who just playing by or losing, that's pretty good. That would have doubled up to what? Probably 22 plus another couple for the win. You would have seen probably 25 out of that if he were to actually have pulled out the victory, and probably close to about 90,000 had he won, for credit-wise, that is. Now, as you see on the chart for battle efficiency, he killed 6 people, damaging another, 3 on top of it? So he did a significant amount of damage and did quite a bit of killing. So he did the best he could and pulled his weight a lot. Right off the bat, you can see that he got Master Gunner, and he also, or Reaper rather. Is that Reaper or is that Master Gunner? I'm not sure offhand. I keep forgetting what the little ribbons are, but he definitely got Top Gun, which, apparently getting 6 kills, that's exactly what you're gonna get. Couldn't really do too much more than that. He quite possibly could have gotten Sniper, but I think looking at the next screen, when we look at team score here, we'll see that the Panther down below probably got Sniper. Panthers are really good at getting Sniper, and so had it not been for him, I would have imagined that ut463 here would have gotten the Sniper award. Now, saying that, as you can see, he scored in the top 4, well, in the top 5, really tying it out with the JT88 there for the experience earned in the battle. He did a great job killing 6 targets. He did as good as one can possibly hope to do. He really held down the anchor there, holding all 3 lanes the best he could. Again, the only thing I would have maybe done differently is go to the island, but even then, I wouldn't have really recommended it. Probably would not have worked out very well. And just in general, everything pretty much went around that horn there or over the hill. The E75 was the only thing. That and the 95 were the only 2 things that went the island route, and even that wasn't that big of a deal. His firepower was needed elsewhere, and he would have been a waste having to go all the way back from the island back to the base, being subjected to a lot more artillery shells that way, because there would have been no cover from artillery. So let's go ahead and look at the detailed report, and we see that 16 shots fired, 15 hits, 14 penetrates. So right there shows you he would have gotten Sniper, but I guarantee you that Panther had it, and he probably scored exactly the as many shots he took all hit. No ability to tell if that was in damages, but still, we can guarantee that he would have gotten Sniper if it wasn't for that Panther. Looking at the damage though, that is a lot. That is more than I have seen in any other tank that I've played or have played against or have seen in general. 8,300 damage is insane, and taking 11 hits, mind you, and I wonder if that includes splash damage hits. So that is just I can't even begin to tell you just how much damage that is. That is a lot. He dealt so much damage that he probably took care of half the team by himself. He didn't just steal kills or anything. He utterly destroyed the other team when they were within his sights. And it's a shame that his team wasn't able to help him more. It just so happened to work out that way. They got outplayed by the looks of it, or got hung up on that little edge over there on the underside of the hill. And then, of course, not capturing the top of the hill, or at least not stopping that Patton when they had the opportunity up top, really made a difference, as he was able, all the tanks around were able to cream the guys who were stuck there trying to defend that corner. And that's one thing that people need to work on a little bit, is just sometimes you got to accept the risk that one of you is going to get hit, and if you all move forward, one person takes the rounds, everyone else returns fire and is able to demolish a side. It's something that both teams on this replay didn't really do, was voluntarily taking that hit so that your team will swing around and completely strike down whatever's on the other side of that lip. So, not traveling too far there. He really stuck to the area that he was in. Not a whole heck of a lot you could do about it, but, again, he had to anchor that team, and he really was trying the best he can. So, with 83,000, or 8,300, wow, 83,000 would have been a lot, 8,300 damage dealt, did quite a fantastic job. That was an expensive ammunition resupply, but overall, he did as good as he could. So, thank you for sending this one in, ut463. Really appreciated it. All you guys out in Mayhem. So, anyone who wants to send in another replay to me, send it to darqueling@gmail.com, and I will be more than happy to take a look at them and review them. Alright guys, thanks for tuning in, and I will catch you in the next replay.